Guys, it's Kelly. I just wanted to bring a video to you, and I think it's going to be a new series, and I think I'm going to call it What Would You Do? Okay, the reason that I thought about doing this is because, we all live in the same place. We have neighbors, and we have our homes, our apartments, or however we live. You still have to come in contact with people every day. And so my rant today is going to be on apartment living. If you've never lived in an apartment, then some of this you may not truly understand. But this is my second time living in an apartment, and I just thought I would kind of go over some things with you today because I'd like to know what you would do if you were me. So that's what we're going to do. I got a letter on my door today. Now, mind you, this is my living situation. I have my son every other week from Sunday to Sunday. He comes in, he's quiet. He comes in or before his curfew. His curfew on the weekends is 11:30, and this past weekend he came in at 9:30. Of course, he was worried about me because I've been sick, and given that's probably why he came in early. But he comes in early and he's really quiet. When he's here, he's in his room or he's in a shower or he's doing whatever, but I'm fully aware of what he's doing, and he is a very quiet child. He's not a child. He's a very quiet young man. And the only time that he ever even listens to music is when he's in the shower. And I have already made sure that he knows that, if he's going to take a shower after quiet hours, the instituted quiet hours here in where I live, that he can't use the radio, because I bought him one of those Beats. It's a Beats pill, it's the little long speaker or whatever. I got him that for Christmas a year or so back, and he links it up via Bluetooth, and he listens to music while he's in the shower. When he is, in his room, he's either on his phone or he is using his Xbox to play games or whatever. He always has his door open, and so I know that he's quiet. He's just a quiet kid. I can hear his truck. He has a kind of a loud engine in his truck, and I can hear when he pulls up. It's a very distinctive sound. He comes straight in, and then he leaves. When he leaves, he goes straight out. He gets in, and he drives off. I know that he's not wasting any time in the parking lot or doing anything he shouldn't be. He's an athlete. He's an honor student, and he does a good job. I don't have any problems from him. Now, as far as me living here, it should be obvious from some of my other videos that I am, I'm single and I'm quiet. I sleep a lot, especially during the day. I'm very careful not to make noises at night if I'm up late or early in the morning, usually, actually. But, I'm very aware because I've lived in an apartment before, and I know what it's like. I was on the second floor of a 3-floor apartment when I was in college, and so I had noise coming from downstairs and upstairs. So I knew very well that moving into a downstairs floor level apartment that I was going to have some noise upstairs. And I've had some new neighbors move in, and they're kind of loud. And so the problem that I've been having, and I haven't reported it yet because I really didn't know how to, I've called with complaints before, but it has to be really severe for me to call. But I think this letter has kind of pushed me over the edge. This is what it says. It says that, I'll just read it to you. How's that? That way you get the full picture. Okay. Because keep in mind, like I said, I'm single, I'm sick, I hardly even turn my television on. All of my bills are automatically drafted out of my checking account. And my paycheck goes straight in there, and then everything else is pulled out. I don't have to pay anything manually or anything like that. Life could go on for months and years, literally, if nobody checked on me and I didn't have a son, because I could die here and nobody would know, literally, because everything is a process and it flows. That's the way I have it set up. I can't afford the drama of having to remember, did I pay this or did I pay that? Or, I have everything set up. Everything's just like it's supposed to be. So, I have a son that comes in every other week. If he came in and found me, it could literally have been a week, honestly, I'm that quiet, and I have everything in my life set up easily thanks to my mom. She's the one that helped me kind of get all that together, because it's very hard for me when I'm in a brain fog all the time. It's hard. It's really hard to do some things on your own. And so my mom and I, two heads are better than one. So we, she helped me get everything, set up so that I have to do very little. And that is what's best for me and my mindset. This is the letter that I got just a little while ago on my door. Dear resident, please bear in mind that your building and the property itself are other people's home also. Please respect other people's wishes and the community rules as you would want others to respect yours. It has been brought to our attention that you, your guests, or other occupants of your residence have 1. Disturbed others with loud music or other noise violation. Number 2, are throwing cigarette butts and wrappers on the ground in the breezeways and around the patio area. I don't smoke. My son doesn't smoke. He's 17. Number 3, it just keeps getting better. Number 3, we have received several complaints about the trash outside your front door. I have a son that takes my trash out for me. I don't put trash outside my door. We hope that this is an isolated incident. There is a fine for removal of trash of $25 per bag. This letter serves only as a first warning, but if maintenance must remove the trash, your account will be charged accordingly. Also, please remember to clean up any residual left from the trash. We ask that you not put any trash outside your door for any reason. Never have. Don't need to. I've got a son that walks it to the dumpster. It's not far. We just walked down there just a minute ago, Izzy and I. I thought, well, I'll just take her with me while I get the mail and I'll throw the trash in the dumpster. My neighbor across the hall, however, yeah, he puts his trash out every single night. And does it leak? Every single night. Oil spills, you name it, it's there. The neighbor behind me, it looked like she had cleaned out her house the other day, and it was a trash pile that was really large. It had broken clothing racks. It had all kinds of things. It was huge. I took a picture of it. Okay, now let's move on to the number 4 and the final one. It says, not following proper pet policies, including not cleaning up after them, allowing them to run without properly restraining them with a leash, or barking, is disturbing neighbors. My dog is 12 pounds soaking wet. I would never let her off of a leash if I were outside the door for any reason whatsoever, because I am mortified that she could dart and run in front of traffic and get run over. I would never have her off of a leash. I care too much about her, and I love her, and I want her to live as long as possible. So when we are outside, she has a harness and a leash, and she is well protected. I spend a fortune in doggy bags picking up every tiny little bit of anything she might drop behind her. I put it in the trash containers where they are designated. I do what I'm supposed to do. But I have gotten a letter of complaint on my door. Well, I went across the hall to my neighbor, and I knocked on the door. And he came to the door. It's a single guy. The one that keeps the garbage outside that drips all the time. Yeah, that one. I went over there, and I was very nice, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm your neighbor from across the hall. He said, yeah, I know. And I said, I hate to bother you. I said, but I got a letter on my door saying that there was a complaint against me for several different things. I said, did you happen to get one too? And he said, no. I said, well, I was wondering, because if it's something that everyone got, it's sort of like tell everybody, and hopefully the ones that it's directed at get the idea. You know what I'm talking about. It's sort of like, as a teacher, I would question the whole class rather than singling somebody out in hopes that I wouldn't have to single them out. They would get the message and stop what they were doing. Do you get the idea? Okay, well, he didn't get a letter. My neighbor came in from her job that lives behind me. She has a pit bull. I don't care what kind of dog she has. I love pit bulls. They were raised to be nurse dogs back in the old days. That's what they were bred for. I don't have a problem with the kind of dog she has. I have a problem with the fact that he's a 75-pound muscle-bound dog that darts actually into my living room if he's outside and I open the door, because she lets him out and he roams the property. Now, I'm the one that's gotten the complaint letter. My question is, what would you do? I'm just curious to see what you guys would do. Obviously, tomorrow morning, I'm going to take the letter and I'm going to go to the management office, and I'm going to have a word with the girl there and find out exactly what's going on and make sure that I was the only one that got this. But let's suppose that I was the only one that got this and I've had these complaints lodged against me. I can tell you that I take pictures when I see things because it's safer that way. Outside in front of my balcony, all of our balconies have like a railing around them. Right on the other side is the grass, and there are cigarette butts, lighters, trash, red Solo cups, you name it, it's there. Because my neighbors upstairs, they sit outside on their balcony and they smoke 24/7, and they flick their cigarettes out into the grass, and if they don't feel like getting up to go get something, they just toss it out over the thing and it hits the ground. When I go to walk my dog, we have to dodge the trash that's littering the yard. Now, if this is one of those situations where they're actually giving everybody one of these notices, and they're just hoping that it'll remind the people that are committing these atrocities, if that's the case, you know, and it's not directed at me, that's fine. But if it is directed at me, I have a camera full of pictures and I have a really smart mouth. So God help me if they say that it is actually truly against me. But if it is, what would you guys do? I mean, literally, you wouldn't know I'm here. I mean, nobody, unless, see, because my parents call me and I text my son daily. If it wasn't for my contact that way with my family and my son, I could be here for at least a week dead and nobody would know, because I don't go out and about. I just try to stay home and keep my nose quiet and out of the way. What would you guys do? What would you do in my position? You know, because I'm not doing any of these things, but I do know who is doing these things. I'm hoping that the letter is directed at them and that everyone has gotten one. But the lady that lives behind me, when she came in, as I was out there talking to my neighbor across the hall or across the breezeway, she came in from work. She's a nurse and she works nights. And so she came in and there was nothing on her door. She stopped at what we were sitting there talking. She stopped there with us to find out what was going on. She was being nosy, of course. And so, you know, I told her that I had gotten, you know, a letter on my door, and I was just wondering if everybody else had got it. And she looked down at her door and she said, well, there's not one on my door. She's single. So it's not like somebody would have gotten it off the door and moved it on for, you know, to talk about later. She does, I mean, she's got a boyfriend, but he doesn't live there. Yeah. I'm kind of irritated. When I get irritated, I get fired up, especially if I feel like that I'm being called out as doing something wrong when I haven't done anything wrong. That's happened to me many times in life, and it never sits well with me. I am aware that I live in an apartment and I'm in very close quarters with other people. So since I am in very close quarters with other people, I am considerate and I am careful, and I make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do, because I need a place to live and I can't afford to lose my house or my apartment. I can't afford to lose where I live. So guys, yeah, suggestions in the down bar. Let me know what you would do. How would you handle it? And if it was whether it's directed to take it from both perspectives. Let's say that it is directed towards everyone. Would you still question or at least call and say, look, I'm not doing any of these things. Why did I get this on my door? Or if it is directed at me because someone has complained and it's not me that's really doing it, what would you do then? Just something I would like to know. So yes, we're going to call these What Would You Do videos. So when I get fired up about something in the future, I'm going to make a video about it. And you guys get to follow along with my little life stories and see what I'm ranting about and give your opinions. Let me know what you would do. And what would you do if a 75-pound pit bull ran into your living room? I'd love to know. Please let me know. And just in the down bar, I'd love to see all kinds of talking about, you know, living situations and what you would do in my circumstance and all that kind of stuff. Let's get something started. Let's get a conversation started so that I can maybe get some ideas. And I'm really grateful that I have the night to calm down. I'm really glad I have the night to calm down, because if I were to go down there right now, I'd probably get kicked out. And that's just because I get really angry when I feel like I'm being done wrong. And I think that a lot of people can understand that feeling. And because you can understand that feeling, I'd like for you to explain in, you know, nicely now. Let me know what you would do. So anyway, that's enough of my rant. I just wanted to say I love you. Thank you for watching. If you're new, you caught me in rare form. But hit that subscribe button, because you'll get more of this sometimes. And if you aren't new and you're one of my subscribers, please give me a thumbs up just for being honest and putting it out there. Life is crazy, guys. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you later. Bye.